God, I stand before you as the fool, at the edge of what comes next, not empty, but shaped by all that has been. Every fall, every rise, I carry it forward. I come not as master, but as servant, not to control, but to follow what is true. Strip from me what is false. Leave only what serves your will. Guide my sight so I may see as you follow. Guide my voice so I may speak what must be spoken. Use me as you see fit, not for pride, not for gain, but for truth. I walk forward as the fool, in trust, not in knowing. If this path is yours, let it move through me. I serve and I step, and so it is. Namaste, welcome to Fools of the Void Tarot. My name is Aravind, and I welcome you all and thank you for being here. So, I pulled the totem for today and the first sticker. So, we do stickers as totem here. So, the first sticker which came out is the boss Tom making a call with a gorgeous lady with big boobs behind him massaging his shoulders. So when I first picked on this totem, I thought maybe this is a mistake, but we drew this last video as well, so maybe this is not a mistake. So let's see. And I actually pulled in one more totem too, and it actually comes along with the totem, and it's Jerry beating his heart out in fear, right? Oh yeah, this scene is where Jerry is afraid and his heart is pounding out of his chest. So that's these two are the totem for today. Okay. Okay then. So I drew the card for from Gita Tech, and we yeah. So the wisdom from Gita Tech, and this is the card for today, the time of death. So this card represents Mahavishnu, I would suppose. Yes, this is Mahavishnu. In his true divine form, I suppose, in his full strength. And I see a lot of depictions over here. If you guys can see the time of death card, so there's so much inside. We'll just take a look and see what's it. Actually I see a lot of things, but the one which I'm drawn to are these. So you see inside his body there's representation of some, maybe these are spiritual realms, I would suppose. Let's have a look. So below there's a lotus. Over here there's a swan sitting on a lotus, maybe. No, it's just above. There's a chariot, and I can't see this. What's this? I think this is a battlefield, like one team over here and the other team over here, and I think I can actually see a person pointing towards over here. And above that there are some animals. Hang on. Yeah, there are elephants, horses, cows, and there are houses over here too. Yeah, and above that you can actually see a serpent serpent's coil, okay, and with the Om and the lotus, and this is some god. Let's see. um, I'm not sure which god this is. I think this is Brahma. I'm not sure though. Yeah, so that's what I see. There are some other divine entities over here too. There are too many details in this picture. We have, like, in his arms there are something, on his head there are like countless heads over here. Yeah. All his divine weapons. Yep. So let's read the verse. Okay. The time of death. Chapter 8, verse 5 to 6. Okay. Andakale cha mameva स्मरण मुक्त्वा कलेवर्म या प्रयाति सा मद्दावा याति नास्त्यत्र संशय या या वा वापि स्मरण भावा त्यज्यन्ते कलेवर्म तत्तमे वेदि कौन्तेय स्था तद्धाव भाविता. Okay, the translation comes to: at the time of death, whoever relinquishes his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, the state he will attain without fail. So, at the time of death, whoever relinquishes his body, remembering me alone, at once attains my nature. Of this there is no doubt. Whatever state of being one remembers when he quits his body, that state he will attain without fail. So, it's describing, like, at the time of death, it speaks of uh, the person who is dying, and what his last memory is, and what he is trying to remember at the last moment. And it's also, the card is actually speaking that if the if one is dying at the time of their death, if they are remembering Lord Mahavishnu alone, like remembering me alone. So, remembering Lord Mahavishnu alone at the time of their death, yeah, they attain his nature at once. So, during the time of death, once you remember Lord Mahavishnu's Lord Mahavishnu, while relinquishing their physical body, they attain him once. So that's what this card is talking about, the time of death card. I'll show you guys once more. It's a very like, has a lot of details into this card. You guys can see over here. Okay. I just wanted to point this out, like, this Devi, Devi, Mahalakshmi on his right palm, blessing. Okay, so let's pull on some tarot and see what energy we got going today. So the first card which I saw is the strength. So we'll just keep it over here. Okay, let's pull on the tarot deck I'm using is uh, the a totally unofficial adventure time tarot deck. So I haven't seen the animation, but I think it's a good animation. Yeah. So we have the Nine of Pentacles and the Chariot. So we'll just keep these two over here. The Strength, the Chariot, and the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Seems like something rewarding, maybe like a quick change. I'm seeing a lot of individuality over here, of yeah, of a single person's strength and how much they push through, and the Nine of Pentacles showing that independence with their wealth, like they are self-made, and with the strength, yeah, the strength clarifying the Nine of Pentacles. So this individual coming in with a lot of strength in a very fast pace uh, to bring in change, maybe. Let's see. I actually have the Queen of Swords below the deck. Mm, let's clarify a little bit more. We have the Three of Wands. So it's I think it's like a winning circumstance. Like, let me just draw the meaning for Three of Wands. Just a second. I know what the Three of Wands mean. Yeah, done everything one can do. The payoff reward, like from the card over here, it seems like victory, and there's a victory happening with the Strength, Chariot, and the Nine of Pentacles for an individual. Yeah, that's good news. And yep, anything else that wants to come through? I also feel a little bit of opposition coming in. Felt a little bit of opposition coming in. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords and Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so I did feel the energy of an opposition, not exactly an opposition. So actually, the Seven of Swords is about theft, subterfuge, and everything, right? So we need to be mentally prepared, and actually had the Eight of Swords below the deck, and I feel it's kind of like a powerlessness energy, a trapped energy. So it seems like with the Strength, with the Chariot, with the Nine of Pentacles, with whichever energy is coming against you, they are feeling trapped. Uh, Most probably because what they were getting themselves into, Like you see the, I'll just show the eight of swords. So I'll just keep this over here. The age of eight of swords in reverse. Yeah. So the could also be that you are coming out of this trapped mindset, and also the seven of swords could mean that mental preparedness. You obviously, we all are now a lot aware of the energy that is going on around, and uh, especially with the witchcraft and everything, there are many this dark cults and everything coming against the chosen ones, they say. Like, so the people who came against you, they they definitely are not having a good time. Yeah, see, I feel a lot of desperation from the opposition. So that's yeah, the 10 of wands. 10 of wands, burdened, debt. Yeah. So seems like the opposition is actually burdened, and you're coming in with a lot of strength with the chariot, and there's a fast moving energy over here. That's what came first, and an individual coming within a fast moving energy with a lot of strength, and the yeah uh, the position energy, or whichever energy which was coming out, uh, was actually coming in reverse. So it's a good like, we are making progress. And yeah, the thing about chosen ones is kind of like, let's sit with that a bit. The thing about chosen ones, there are like 144,000 chosen ones, I guess. Yeah, so that's the count. And these individuals are supposed to be otherworldly, and they have that spiritual inheritance in various realms, and these does includes a lot of superpowers. If you don't know, yeah, there are real superpowers in the world right now, and there were real superpowers before too. And there's something which is coming in. Like, I recently saw a video of uh, the CIA, CIA files which were uh, you like the CIA. This is like declassified files, and in during the during World War I and II, it was shown that the countries, the military, and this secret societies, uh, yeah, so they were using psychics to identify targets, to know what's coming next. So in this video, declassified CA files. This is like half a century ago, more than half a century, maybe like 70, 80 years ago. The Yeah, they were actually using psychic people to identify targets, to identify the positions next movement, their plot, and everything. And yeah, there are seems to be a lot of hidden powers in an individual, and that, yeah. So this 144,000 people seems to be the people who is in this timeline right now, who are chosen to receive perhaps a certain kind of inheritance. And this inheritance, yeah, there seems to be a lot of fight over this inheritance. And for this inheritance, it's usually yeah, this inheritance could be this psychic powers maybe. And so no, I might have spoken before about something about the destiny swapping, which is using destiny swapping. So what they do is basically mm, they come around the energy of certain individuals. Well, they will just do YouTube videos, YouTube live streaming, those kind of things. And there are very clairvoyant and clairaudient individuals who are able to feel the energy of the other individual. So there are certain witches who use their psychic abilities to steal the energy of the individual who they come across. So what I found was that there was a witch who was actually tying an entity and tying entities to other individuals to manipulate energy of her target. And this witch would actually speak in very manipulative ways. And yeah, so basically they just, I don't know, like, mm, tried to, they were must be hoping that they would inherit their spiritual powers if they try to uh, like destiny swap with someone else. So they try and send many evil like entities onto the other individual. And what I found was that I found this which was using the hoodoo tarot deck. And that deck was consisting of Salem witches. So you see, this deck is made up of Adventure Time animation series, right? So this in characters over here, they represent different energies, right? And the cards are reading of different energies. So this which was using a hoodoo tarot of Salem witches. Yeah, Salem witches and whichever well-known witches from the past. And they were all dark magic. And yeah, so I did see that this witch had the oracle deck over here, and the hoodoo deck over at the side. So she chose to ignore the oracle deck and chose to use the hoodoo deck. So the basically like dark like dark magic, right? While using witchcraft, if you are doing the oracle deck, it's basically like you are doing the divine thing. Divine, yeah. If you are using the hoodoo deck, it's not it's not it's not that being a witch is bad, but the intention always comes in, right? So that's what this witch was doing. She was using the evil entities and manipulating their energies to attack and attach onto someone else, so to drain their energy out. So when she drew two cards out of this deck, there were two witches, and these two witches were of different timelines. And the she would then speak energies into these cards and the viewers, and try to attach them to each other. And this would help her in her destiny swapping. And I think these kind of knowledge are mostly from the occult, some of these secret societies like the Illuminatis and those kind of things. Yeah, yeah, the, the dark cult maybe. So that's what was happening that day. And yeah, So that's the reason I'm even doing this tarot channel to address these energies. So I reached a certain level when I went through this journey of tarot. It did not make sense at first. Like, I was getting attacked from all sides, and the switch had a lot of synchronicities for me, and I could also find a message from myself, from my future self, or my maybe from my higher self. I could feel that from her readings, so I did follow her, and my intention was to help her. And she would always cry about her crisis, like she has a child, like it's too hard in the world to live in this world right now with a lot of things happening right now. But the thing is, even after I helped I was uh, I was in the mindset of helping her. Okay, I'm not sure why I'm speaking about this too much. Maybe this is what was wanting to come through. So so these witches, they would use the light of someone else for their materialistic gains. And yeah, that's what they do. They act like a twin flame, and yeah, that's how I act. And on top of that, this witch in previous birth, in a previous life, or maybe even on another realm, this witch is Eve of the Adam of and Eve of the Eden Garden. And that's what these witches do. Like, they come across, like so like individuals who has their own light, and they make a deal with a serpent or like a dark entity, and they try to exploit the other person. Like Adam like made a sorry, Eve made a deal with the serpent, right? The snake from the Eden Garden. And they would actually like betray Adam into like going against God. But the thing is that Adam is always with God, even if his in even if he ate the apple which was supposed to deceive him uh, by Eve or serpent. Adam took that apple with the permission of God, and that was supposed to happen, and Adam knew that. And that doesn't make him bound to this witch, which is Eve. Okay, so the choice was made by Eve to deceive. Adam would have even taken the apple, might have taken the apple to even free the witch Eve from her past self, from deceiving others for her greed. Right, she was greedy to take that apple. Like, of course it was greed, right? And that's what it is. And yeah, and Adam would have repented over it, even if he had done the mistake. But I don't think, from what I know, like what I've seen, these kinds of these witches, they are not, maybe they don't want to repent. They just want more. They just want to dig graves for themselves. So if they are digging the graves for themselves, and if they have dug far enough, it's better to bury them inside it. And yeah, it's better they get buried inside their own graves, and keep like bury them over there and let them suffer in hell, if that's what God desires. So that's what I think. Okay, so anything else for the collective here today? Anything else that's want to come through? Spirits, anything else for the collective here today? The Ten of Pentacles, the inheritance. So this is actually what everyone is after, the witches who do dark magic and those kind of things. So this is what they want, the Ten of Pentacles. And this Ten of Pentacles is for those who are in grace of God, those who have done the bidding of God, those who have worked with God. And it's not for those who have tried to steal the light from others. It's not for the people who had deceived others over greed and envy and jealousy. It's not for them. Uh, so we have to protect the chosen ones, and we have to guide this energy into the new world without getting attacks from these dark entities and these dark witches and that all the dark magic. So even the Jeffrey Epstein case, right? So those are some of the examples. Those always had an energy and an intention into it. They had an intention. Wanted to mask their energy in this world. They wanted to hide from everyone, and they're still hiding. And now we are after them, and this is how we are going after them. Okay. So with this, I will love and leave you guys right here, and thank you for being here. Until next time.